Good morning, students. Today we are going to start the C reading, The Never Never Nest. It is a one-act play written by Cedric Munt, and he is a playwright. Cedric Munt is a playwright, and here the nest means a house, and the never never nest means a house that cannot be owned. I mean, the house will be never. I mean, it is never going to be yours. So that's a meaning here. And the never never nest, that means a house that can never become one's own. So here what is a one act play? It is a one act play written by Cedric Munt. One act play is nothing but with a short, very less number of characters, and it's a short period of time, for a short period of time, mostly comedy, and with a twist ending. And unity of place also, I mean, the where it starts there, I mean, at the same place it ends. So that is called as unity of place, time, and action, we say. So that's what limited characters. Remember these 4 points. Limited characters, and short duration plus comedy, little bit of satirical, satire is used. And here you can see that place also, place where the place starts and there itself it ends. I mean, within the same place. Suppose if it starts in the house, then it ends in the same house. I mean, and if it is starts anywhere in the park, so it ends there. I mean, the particular place will not change. That's the thing here. And here, if you see, this play is written by Cedric Munt, The Never Never Nest, and he's a playwright. Cedric Munt is a playwright who has actually written a lot of works between 1932 and 1940, and some of his plays are To cut a long story short, Nature abhors a vacuum, and 20th Century Lullaby. 20th Century Lullaby. Lullaby is nothing but a song which mother sings when to make her child sleep. So that's called as a lullaby. So here the scene, see how when the curtain raises, what happens, as we have seen in the Dear Departed scene, the launch of Jack and Jill's. The characters, first of all, let me say the characters here. The characters are Jack, Jill, Nurse, and Aunt Jane. The characters are Jack, Jill, his wife, Jill is his wife, Jack's wife, Nurse at home, and Aunt Jane. Only 4 characters you can see. And the scene, how does the play starts? Here, Jack and Jill are newly married couple, and I think it is only nearly 2 years since they got married. And one day, Aunt Jane, aunt of Jack, visits Jack and Jill. One day after 2 years, I mean, nearly, after 1 year, you can say that they had. So she visits who Aunt Jane. Aunt Jane visits Jack and Jill, and so she was, and both of them, Jack and Jill, are very happy. And this about them, Jack and Jill. Let us see here. They have everything. I mean, Jack is a middle class. Jack and Jill belongs to middle class family, but still they have all the things which particularly rich people have. They have many things at their home. For example, if you take furniture or radio, I mean, radiogram in those days, only the rich people used to use it. I mean, to have it. So so that you can find here with Jack and Jill. So here that's the case here. So almost all everything they have. So let us see here what has happened. What happened? So the lounge is a sitting room, you can say, of Jack. I mean, in a house, in a villa. So they are living in a villa. Jack and Jill are living in a villa at New Hampstead. Villa is a place, a house with its own garden. I mean, which has with a garden. Okay, so that is called as villa. So here, the lounge of Jack and Jill. I mean, the sitting room, the sitting place, you can say. The lounge of Jack and Jill's villa at New Hampstead. The essential furniture consists of a table on which are writing materials and chairs. As curtain rises, the lounge is empty, but Jack and Jill comes immediately, followed by Aunt Jane. This is how the play starts. I mean, there is a stage, and you can see the sitting area, and where Jack and Jill enters first. Some furniture with some 2 chairs are there. So Jack and Jill enters. This is what happens in one act play, how the characters are performing the play, that is been written here. And here finally the Jack and Jill enters, and then followed by Aunt Jane. So that followed by Aunt Jane. I mean, Aunt Jane enters, and then behind Aunt Jane, here it is Jack and Jill enters, and they say, Jill says, okay, and this is the launch. I mean, she shows the launch and saying that, I mean, this is, see how our living room is and the lounge is. Then Aunt Jane says, charming, such a cozy little room and such a pretty furniture. She feels very happy seeing this lounge and house and radio. They own everything in the house, and so she was so shocked. Aunt Jane was so shocked. Jack is actually a middle class person, and how could he buy all these things? So Aunt Jane was worried, and he has see many things he has. He says that the furniture, car, piano, refrigerator, radiogram is nothing but radio as well as recorder together. That is called as radiogram. And she was so surprised to see all these things in the house. Okay, and that's what she was worrying also, that how this Jack has bought everything, because he is a middle class person. He knows how much he earns. She knows how much he earns. Aunt Jane knows how much his nephew Jack earns. But however, Jack says, and Jack also says that Aunt Jane, this is all because of you. We owe it to you. I mean, we are in debt to you. Then Aunt Jane surprised and said that Jack, did I I am worrying. I mean, I am very much worried. The check I gave you for your wedding present, it was only £200, wasn't it? Okay, didn't I put by 2,000 by mistake? She says. I mean, she says to Jack that the check on which, I mean, the check which I gave you on your wedding day, was it 2,000 pounds or 200 pounds? Actually, it was 200. Whether by mistake, I don't know, by mistake did I put it as 2,000? She said. Then immediately Jack replies, no, Aunt Jane, why are you? What made you to think that? No, it's not it's not 2,000. It's 200 only. Okay. Then she was surprised. Then this villa, Jack, I mean, it must cause a great deal of rent for you. I mean, you have to pay a lot of rent for this villa. Then Jack says that, rent? Who is going to pay the rent? I am the owner of this house. Then Aunt Jane surprised, and she says that how is it possible? I mean, how is it possible? I mean, how much do you earn, and how did you own the house? Then he said that, what is there in it? You pay 10 pounds. I mean, you pay 10 pounds, and the house is yours. And Aunt Jane was surprised. What is this, paying 10 pounds and the house becomes yours? Then he says that, yes, you just pay 10 pounds and it is yours, he said. That means you pay 10 pounds and the house will be yours, and the rest you have to pay on the installment. That means this Jack and Jill are buying everything and paying on installment basis. You know what is installment basis? That usually we can see in the middle class family, most of the things people buy many things on installment. They pay some amount and they own the thing, and later they go on paying the bills. Okay, that installment particularly. So that's what in most of the cases in middle class. But here the case is very different. They bought many things on installment, and it is it is completely it's burdensome if you don't pay any one of the installment after leaving. I mean, after paying some months. Then what happens? The person who is the actual owner of that particular thing will come and will take that thing away from you. That means you cannot own it properly. So that's the thing here. Here the writers, here Jack and Jill are living such a life that they have bought everything. They want to enjoy all the luxuries of the life. So they bought everything. And here, how is Aunt Jane was surprised to say, and Jill also very happy wife. As a wife, she's also, she's supporting her husband. She's very much enjoying the things, and she too enjoys the thing. And she said that, yes, Jill says that, Aunt Jane, last year my husband had 5 shillings rise in his salary, and I am expecting and they are expecting 10 this Christmas. Jack says that I am expecting 10 shilling rise in my salary. Means shillings are the shillings, pounds, and these are the rupees there in European countries, Britain especially. and European countries, most of the European countries. So pounds they use, euro they use, and they use what you say dollar also. So here Jill says yes. Then Aunt Jane was very much surprised, and suddenly she remembered that now Aunt Jane thought that whatever she has seen, everything belongs to them. But suddenly Aunt Jane says that the car which I have seen, was it really yours? Then she asked, I mean, didn't you own that? But they replied that no, not exactly all. We paid, I mean, we bought it on installment. And then she was surprised. Then how much? I mean, how much installments? I mean, how many installments did you pay? And how much car is you? I mean, how much of that car is yours? She asked Aunt Jane. Then Jill replied that maybe one tire and the steering wheel and one of the tires. Okay, and two of the cylinders maybe ours, because that much amount we paid, and we took a car. I mean, we bought a car. I mean, we owned a car. Then Jill says that don't you think that it is very wonderful that we just pay little amount and you become the owner of the car? Then Aunt Jane was very much surprised seeing this young couple, and she says that I don't see anything wonderful about it. She says that I don't see anything wonderful about it, and but there is. I mean, Jill says that, but there is, Aunt Jane. You see, we just paid 5 shillings and the car is yours, and we are moving in a car. We are enjoying the luxuries of a car, and it is ours. Then Aunt Jane says that. You are going on paying heavy installments. You have to pay the installments later, is it not? Then Jess said, yes, exactly, we have to pay. And suddenly again she remembered that the furniture, is it yours? Then she said the piano, the furniture, the everything. She asked one by one. The radiogram, even the radiogram, she says that everything they bought on the installment. Then Aunt Jane felt very much sorry for this young couple, and she was very much surprised that how they are living their life by just paying the installments. And finally she asked Jack, how much do you earn? Then he said that he says that I am earning 6 pounds. Okay, 6 pounds. Then Aunt Jane says that how much you have to pay of all this installment: furniture, radiogram, car, and you can say this villa itself. So how much you have to pay? Then he said that I am earning 6 pounds, but I have to pay 7 pounds 8 and 8 pence out of 6. I mean 7 pounds and 8 and 8 pence he has to pay. So then Aunt Jane was so much shocked. I mean, she was so shocked that how could a person pay 7 pounds out of 6 pounds? I mean, your salary is 6 pounds per week, and you have to pay 7 pounds 8 and 8 pence. I mean 8 and 8. How is it possible? Pence is also you can say pice there. Okay, so 8 and 8 pence. I mean, then she was surprised. Then she asked. Then Jack says that Jack is very much happily. I mean, without even thinking or what is he doing. He said that it's easy, Aunt Jane. Don't worry. We have to borrow some money. And from the company, and there is a company called Thrift and Provident Trust Corporation, and that is providing us money. And I am very glad. I mean, they are also providing the money on the installment. So some amount you pay to that this Thrift and Providence Trust Corporation, and you are going to get the amount, and with that we can pay the installment. And Aunt Jane was too shocked and too confused. Then how will you pay the amount to this company? Then he said on installment. So then she was so shocked and said that installment, what is this installment? And in my life I never paid I never bought anything on the installment, and you people are just she was so shocked and she was so surprised. We will continue in the next video.